And personally, I'm always a fan of having one of the more peculiar starts with the uncle. So I'm hoping for a King of Burnout. What about you?
I always like the 10 bomb start personally.
Oh, that's devious. Oh, and we're already off. Starting with just a bit of cash in Link's house.
And it looks like 3 crystals in the light world.
Yup, just 3 regular crystals. That's always a relief because the light world dungeons don't need as much stuff to clear.
I mean, on the flip side of that, though, it's quite often pendant dungeons are required, and you're less. Oh, I get the bomb start.
Oh, we get the bomb start. Yeah, that is a pretty tricky start because you only have 10 bombs, and unless you get a drop from like a guard or whatever, it can be a bit rough because you have to be careful. You have to kill a certain amount of guards to get the keys. So let's see what that brings us.
Indeed. Although, if you ever find yourself out of bombs and still need to kill stuff, you can always save and quit, but that also costs some time.
Yeah. That said, I think with the runners we have here, we're not going to be concerned about their amount of bombs unless they futz up really badly, which is tough.
Alright, well, first guard station. Ooh, doesn't quite get
Kilab misses the second hit there, but Illos gets it right off the bat. On a very good start, we already have the Bugnet, which is the single most important item in the game. At least we now can defeat Aghanim, right?
Something like that. Well, and of course, we always need that cape and sword, or 2 swords, and preferably the lamp, because Agha Dark Rooms are gross.
Yeah. Well, we do need the lamp at least logically as well. So, if Aghanim would be required, then we would probably find it before we have to go there. But yeah. So far, at least interesting items. At least, and one of the upsides of the bomb start is that the runners don't have to worry about farming bombs for the back of escape.
Indeed. Although, honestly, I don't know. It just, bomb start is kind of gross, honestly.
So
let's see what's all this thing. Shield.
Yeah, Fisher Price shield. So far the escape not really impressive. But we still have 4 chests in front of us. So perhaps we'll find something good in one of those.
Have we found the map yet?
I'm not sure. I think we might have, but
wouldn't that be 5 chests then?
Oh yeah, the Sanctuary chest. You're right. I totally forgot about that one. Yeah, I keep forgetting that one because I usually play open mode, and the Sanctuary chest is like disconnected from the others. But you're right.
Makes sense.
So an interesting assortment of sprites we have here today as well. Illos is using, I don't know how to pronounce it, but Cerno, I think, from Toho. Haunted Quest is using a pink Link, or as others will call it, Link, but pink. Neaterific is, I think, just using the standard sprite, and Killer App is using the sprite.
It took me forever to realize what people meant by the sprite. It's like...
Well, if you find another armor, it won't be a Sprite spread anymore, but I think it's like a Pepsi and a Coca-Cola are the upgrades. So
Interesting. Alright, let's see what this first chest has back here. Hammer!
oh, well, we got an actual weapon, and with that, we also got one of the 3 pieces we're going to need for Dark Relaxes. The other 2 would be a Power Glove and the Moonbow.
Indeed.
Right. Also, we don't have to worry about conserving bombs anymore as well, because we can just take out these rats for the key. Which is actually, with bombs, is actually probably the toughest part about the escape sequence, because those rats are fidgety as hell.
Yeah, I just follow it around with a bomb over my head.
And the back of escape has the map, as well as 11 arrows for us. At least that's the unique item out of the hint pool.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's indeed rough.
So for those who don't, of you who don't know, the new version now, V30, those hint tiles that are scattered across Hyrule's dungeons have various hints, and
Triple bombs.
yeah, at least a bit of a bomb restock there. But yeah, there's hint tiles across Hyrule that have hints on them. And with the new version, they can give you hints about the location of various items. And if it's a unique item, it can be an actual progression item, but it also can be the single arrow because there's only one of those in the pool of all of the items.
Also, I gotta love the sync between Illis and Killer App.
Yeah. One of the Forerunners is actually doing a lumberjack check, while the others go straight for the Lost Woods. It can be integral information.
Just 20 rupees.
Well,
300
didn't pay
in
out.
the Team's hideout, though.
Oh, that's it's always good to find a high amount of money early on because you can cover the bottle vendor, possibly buying bombs, although that is, of course, not a concern for the runners here right now. And
Ooh, full magic drops from one of the tier poles.
that is also very good. Yeah, magic comes by fairly rarely, so knowing that you can do the tree pull and get full magic out of it is very relieving.
Alright, let's see what's in Blind's hut.
Let's see if Kakariko has the value for us. Escape already decently well with the hammer. More money. We're getting close to Zora money here.
Yeah. I love how they both have the same rupee count. Wow.
Also, for those of you who haven't played ALTTPR in a while, you might notice that there's a lot of bombs coming out of these item checks. And that's because in the older versions, there were capacity upgrades for arrows and bombs, and those got replaced with 3 bombs and 10 arrows, respectively.
Mirror!
Oh, and a mirror early on in the well. That's also very good.
Piece of heart. Heart container. 20 rupees. And 20 rupees.
Decent amount of money and some health early on. I mean, of course, a runner would like more than, just that, but, it's there's worse things you can find than a bit of health early on and a good amount of money. And we got a heart container from the bottle vendor. Speaking of hearts.
It's interesting if you ooh, that's vanilla. If you powder the chicken lady, she turns into a fairy that you can heal yourself with.
I read about that, yeah. And the tavern.
Flute!
Oh, the flute riding Kakariko. That's always a good find because you can activate it right away. And that allows for a lot of mobility. Now we only need to find the boots, and we have the ultra fast mobility seed right here.
So what I like to do with an early flute is I like to get oh, I didn't know there was chicken in that place. I like to flute to 6 after checking, library and the race game. And then check the ledge and check Agina and then, do the rest of South Shore.
Yeah. Also, what's noteworthy is that if you have the flute activated,
Power glove.
Oh, there's a glove in the library.
Absolutely required.
Yeah. This is an interesting seed so far. Both runners opt to check the ledge, only find 50 rupees, and go straight. One of them goes to Death Mountain right off the bat, Kilos, while Killer App continues with the classic South Shore route.
So just 20 rupees in the DM. Let's see what's on in the hidden item. Just a piece of heart.
Treasure, yeah, just heart. Interesting. Also, Haunted Quest also opts for the Death Mountain, while Nidorific decides to go straight for the race game and pick up those 50 rupees.
It's 50 rupees.
Yeah. Also, fun fact: if you
boots are in the western wing of Swamp Palace.
Oh, it's a good hint, but wow, that is very painful to know. So yeah, this is one of the tiles. Spectacle Rock. I'm not sure if it's guaranteed, but there is of course the hint that tells you what is in the left side swamp, and the fact there's also a guaranteed hint in each seed that tells you where the boots are. And yeah, that fact that's in left side swamp is painful. Lots of money and the Moon Pearl in the Minimal Worm Cave. So the South Shore play actually pays off as well.
It is true. Swamp does tend to hide the mitts quite often. Or gloves, whether or not, depending on whether or not you've gotten the first set of gloves or not.
So you'll see, you've seen Killer App there.
Look!
Oh, there's the book on Spectral Rock.
We're gonna get a tablet check here. Can't actually get the item, but can see what it will be. Just a little
we'll need
piece
at
of
least, yeah, we'll need at least
Okay, pendants at, I saw a pendant at Skullwoods and I think a green pendant at Ice.
Yeah, it was a green pendant at Ice Palace, pendants, blue and red pendant in Skullwoods and Thiefstown respectively, and I think a red crystal at Pod.
Flippers.
Wow, that's a interesting seed here. So many items that like open up things. And speaking of flippers, Killer App is fake flippering here. Gonna check the Lake Holly Island and make it a hobo check. And since he has the Moon Pearl, he'll also go to the Zora area, go for the Waterfall Cave, and he also has the Zora money. So those 4 checks.
Alright, let's see what Hobo has. Ice Rod Cave, but just Blue Rupee and Ice Rod from the Hobo. What are you doing with that, Hobo?
Well,
I guess it's a hot summer day and he needed that to keep cool.
Yeah, that's why he's hanging out in the shade on the bridge.
Also, just a useless hint. as you can tell by the green border and the fact that there's a link face at the end of that hint.
Yeah, the green border means it's complete nonsense. It's either like a quote or reference.
Just the map and the big chest.
According to the tracker, Swamp Palace is the other red crystal.
Pod and swamp.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
Sword!
there's the lamb. And a sword.
Oh, was the lamp in there too? I must have
Yeah,
missed
but the
that.
waterfall cave had lamp and a sword. Funnily enough, Aghanim still isn't entirely out of the picture here. And Ilos is on the first boss fight, which is Moldorm. Let's see what the reward is. Ah, another sword. So we do know where two swords are. So Aghanim is in full logic right now. We know that much at least. Just the heart piece from Zora. Killer App opts to pick it up. Yeah, Hammer Moldorm is not easy. Because the hammer has like this slightly delayed weird hitbox. And Moldorm, of course, being Moldorm. But at least it's just 2 hits, so... We have RPs on the floating island, and Ilos is gonna go for the spiral kick. For the walk of shame. So, Killer App is making here to play towards Eastern. Makes sense, at least checking Sahasrar's closet. Just 10 arrows in Spiral Cave. Unfortunate. Did not pay off. Alright, let's see here. Killer App checking where the green pendant is, not having been to Dark World yet. And Sahasrar's closet has... Oh, there's the second glove! Okay, that means we have Dark World access. Turns out that Killer App has made pretty much all the right plays here. So he has full access, and he's gonna make it go for a Death Mountain. While all the other runners are gonna have to struggle finding the glove for now. The Moon Pearl was in Mini Moldorm Cave. So Paradox Cave has just some cash. Let's see here. Yeah, nothing really of value. So Death Mountain didn't really pay off all that well. We got some items that open up things, like the flippers and Hera and silvers, and well, we also know the second swords up here in the book. But nothing that's like really, you know, good progression, I would say. So Ilos gonna go pick up the old man in the dark room. Let's hope that Killer App also checks the hint tablet, just in case. Because
Alright,
that
5
is
and 6 are swamp and pod.
Yeah. So, let's see when the other runners are going to make a play for Eastern for the glove in Zasho's closet, because that is what holds them all back from getting to Dark World. And they know that one of the gloves is Boots Lock, and all of the runners who did do the check, which I think are all except for Killer App for now, know that the second pair of gloves are Boots Lock and thus in Swamp Palace. So
I hope that doesn't come back to bite Killer App that he didn't check that.
Yeah. So Killat picking up his flippers. Meanwhile, Ilus is gonna go for desert. Interesting. He cannot complete it. He can
Wait,
only
what
do the
was
front
that
hop.
hint?
I didn't see the hint in the front of Hera, sorry. But we probably will see it right when
I
Nidorific
thought I
gets
saw
ready.
something about a glove is somewhere. A glove. Oh, that's the one we saw. Okay.
Yeah, the glove in plain sight is the one in the library.
I just was thinking if we could know where both gloves were, that'd be awesome.
Well, we do know where both gloves are.
We do.
Yeah, Killer App picked up one in Sahasra's closet, and we know the second is in the library.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so we know where both are. We just need actually I think we can go get the boots now if we really wanted to, but preferably they'd get hookshot first so they can, clear
Yeah.
Swamp Palace.
Yeah. Also, side note here, Ilos cannot actually clear Desert Palace because he would need the lamp or the fire rod to open up the backside of Desert, and just so not boots locked either, Desert at least. So that's a relief. Ilos can go and pick up all of the items they can except for Lanmolas, whatever item Lanmolas might be sitting on.
Okay, so I'm thinking that's the blacksmith that refers to.
Yeah, can be forged means that it's a word for doing the blacksmiths. That said, of course, with the purple chest, there's still possibly an item behind the blacksmith chain.
Yeah.
So Ilos is making the South Shore checks now, along with Haunted Quest as well. And
There's
I
Moldorm down.
I think Ilos won't be exactly happy finding.
Master Sword.
Yeah, Moldorm had the second sword. But yeah, Ilos probably won't be very happy finding the lamp in the waterfall cave. Because they could have completed Desert then.
Yeah, that's unfortunate, but
Oh. Yeah, so it's actually faster to flute to 8. Wait, what? What's Ilos doing right now? Well, didn't he not? Did he not open up Mini Moldorm?
apparently not.
Yeah, yeah. He just jumped into the water and then he realized, oh, yeah, those 5 items in there, I might want to pick those up. Oops.
Might be slightly useful.
Yeah, especially considering this, the Moon Pearl. Right, so mostly all of the runners retracing their steps. No real divergence just yet. I think Killer App probably after completing Death Mountain is gonna go be the first to dive into the Dark World, since all the other runners still have a few checks to make. Particularly, of course, the Eastern area check, which will give them their first glove. And there were the silver arrows. Okay, those are in the lower part of Paradox Cave, or higher part, because it's Paradox Cave. So. Right, so let's see where Ilos is heading. He might be going for the flipper checks here. Jumping into the water to see the island and then go for Hobo. Yeah. Alright. Oh, Killap tried to set up the bomb jump there and promptly fell off. Yeah, I find the sprite, well, the soda can sprite, to be a bit rough because the shadow is just really badly lined up and makes it kind of hard to set up bomb jumps without falling off. So, not surprised that he fell off there. Meanwhile, Nidorific is also going to go for Desert here. Makes sense. He can complete the dungeon. We do know that it's not boot locked, so Nido can just complete it now.
Indeed. Man. That's just kind of painful for Illis since it is a required dungeon.
Well, at least it's not a long dungeon.
Fire Rod.
Oh, where was Fire Rod? Oh, in Hype Cave. Okay.
Along with the bottle.
I'm like, yeah, there's a bottle and some more arrows. Yeah. Hold on. I think I might be a little bit behind you here on the restream. Refresh here real quick. There we go. Should be all cut up. Right. So Hype Cave actually turning out to be pretty decently hype. Is Killap going for Swamp Play here? Oh, I think they are. Yeah, seems like it. Oh no, it's just the oh, they're checking the hint in Swamp. Hard container is held with a grumpy fish. That can be either Zora or the catfish, but since Zora had a heart piece, not a heart container, I'm not sure if heart container also means it could be a heart piece.
I would think they'd be separate hints.
Because if it's not the heart piece, like if it says heart piece, if it's a heart piece, then catfish can be skipped. And yeah, Killer. Oh, that's right. Yeah, chat pointing out that Killer App actually did not do the hint for the Swamp Palace. They did not go to Spectacle.
Hype Cave had the Fire Rod and just 5 rupees from the Bombos tablet.
Whoa, is Illos making an Aga play here? I think, yeah, okay, they are. They might have forgotten that.
Saha's Closet.
Yeah,
they've forgotten. That's not good.
Either that or they're really wanting to check that hint, which is unlikely, but there is one hint tablet here in Aga's Tower, so if it's a good hint, that play, even though it loses them quite a lot of time, might save them a little bit and offset it. Oh, and Nidorific also is going for Aga now. Both of them skip Sahasrara's Closet. That is very unfortunate for both of those runners. Oh, that's right, Nidorific didn't have the glove. That's why he couldn't complete Desert. I'm a doofus. Whew, okay, well that is an interesting turn of events here. I did not expect anybody to go for Aghanim here.
At this point, we know it's not required.
Yeah, I'm surprised they would go for it, because like 3 items, Sahasrara's possibly 6, if they were to go for an Eastern dip, you know. Seems like a curious decision. Okay, so we learned what's on the left side of Meyer. Okay.
Big key I saw, and I think the other was a small key?
Yeah, I think so. I think
and he's continuing.
Yeah, so Illos must be thinking that Aghanim is required. And
that or just gambling it. Oh, that's... Oh, poor Illis.
Yeah. At least they're not the only runner on the restream to do it. So...
This is true.
Also, of course, here the hint that Haunted Quest picked up that Killap did not is going to pay off. Because Haunted Quest is making a beeline for the boots here.
this is a gamble. He has no hook shot, and, well, even if you can hover, there's no way to hover Swamp Palace.
Yeah. I mean, luckily getting... I mean, it's a bit obnoxious. Oh, it's also good for Haunted Quest with the big keys right here, because they can open up the big key, the big chest at least, and it's just a map. Oh well. But
watch Hookshot be on the western wing.
Oh yeah, vanilla hookshot, or practically vanilla hookshot. That would be something. Boots and hookshot. Oof.
That would just be so rude.
Especially considering that Killer App has no idea about boots right now. So but yeah, I mean, I would say that it does take some time to empty the dam, but even if they have to return back to Swamp Palace once they found the hookshot and have to do it, they can just go straight to the boss there. Because they already cleared out like the front and left side.
Yeah.
And we do know that those boots are heavily required because we do have myths locked behind them. So it's... I wouldn't call it a gamble and more like a... You know, I really would like those myths.
Yeah, but it's a good, minute wasted on just opening Swamp each time?
About? Yeah.
I've seen races lost by far less.
And there's the boots. Let's see what... of course, without a hookshot, we can't hook over to the other chest there. The vanilla big key chest.
Gloves were in Saha's closet and on the library shelf.
Yeah. And all of the runners have seen those that are on the library. Oh, and Haunted Quest forgot that they have a fairy, so they try to death warp. Actually, was it a death?
That was a death warp.
Yeah, I just realized they didn't pick up the chest, did they? Oops. Yeah. Okay then.
Oh my goodness!
Ooh, yeah. Okay, that definitely paid off then. Wow. That
left side swamp stacked.
Yeah. Yikes. Now, well, Pod is open. Eastern is open.
Pod,
both of them,
Eastern, yeah, this is crazy.
Yeah, Boots and Bow, both in that left side. Yikes, yeah, this is... Right. Meanwhile, we had both Illos and Nidorific defeat Aghanim.
We're getting a ped check.
Oh, we are? We are! Killer App, the
It
crowd
is.
pleaser.
Just a little piece of love. Rip.
Right, and the Haunted Quest, having acquired both the Boots, the Bow, from Left Side Swamp, immediately goes to the Eastern area to clear out Pod and Eastern, which makes a lot of sense. There's 5 items in Pod, which is also red crystal, and Eastern has 3 items in it, so that's a pretty high item density. Odds to first go for Eastern. And both other runners that have read the hint, Illos and Nidorific, also straight up go immediately to pick up their boots and their bow. That not picking up that Spectacle Rock hint is going to really bite Killer App. Because they have no idea where the bow and the boots are. And most runners will opt to forego Left Side Swamp if they can avoid it. Right, so Killer App is in Mothula. Green Male with regular magic and Master Sword, I really don't like it. Mothula is my least favorite boss fight in the game. And Green Male in particular scares me. But Killer App is good enough to just go through it, blast through this moth, and pick up their blue pendant and just the big 20 as the reward.
That's painful. Since we
Yeah,
know
this
that's
clear.
not at all required.
Yeah, this clear is not gonna be paying up for Killer App at all. And that just shows like randomizer can't just completely randomize you. And what looked like a solid lead for Killer App because they picked up the glove first turns out to have misled them because they have not checked that hint and all the other runners do know about. So lead seems to have changed again. I would say probably Haunted Quest would probably be in the lead now. Find a Tempered Sword here in Eastern Palace is also very comfy. I didn't see what it was on that hint tablet earlier. Did you catch it?
No. Sorry.
Oh, okay. Well, it's fine. We'll probably see it shortly after, anyway. Oh, Heart Container in GD, thank you. Trackers keeping track of even the hints, very much appreciated. So, Ilos gonna get their boots, and shortly thereafter their bow. Meanwhile, Killer App is making a Graveyard Latch check here.
Alright.
Nothing. And Haunted Quest on Armos Knights. Luckily with Silver Arrows, the Armos Knights are all but trivial. You get a compass, a lot of crystal, more importantly. And Haunted Quest is probably going to mirror right back to go for pod. Oh yeah, since Killer App doesn't have the boots for the mitts, they have to take the long way through the graveyard.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
You know, I saw it in a race once where you had to get, I think it was the mitts up there, and the runner, it was a tournament match, and the runner didn't know that you could get that without boots or mitts.
And we also learn that pod is bow lock. So unless Killer App either finds their bow in left side swamp or can do the bottle glitch, they can't do pod.
Yeah.
Unique item in Kakariko Cavern. Yeah, thank you, game. I think that was the flute.
I think so.
And apparently mushrooming K45 here.
To be fair though, potion glitch is fairly trivial.
We'll go see what the racing game has for us. Oh, that was just 3 dicks. Between all of the runners, it's going to be the same amount of dicks.
Oh, vanilla red meringue.
Oh, yeah. Red meringue in the Bombable Hut here, or Brewery, as it's also called. Also, probably we found a 3rd shield already, so Bell Rock, the laser bridge there is not going to be much of a problem. And Ilos is going to pick up their first glove. They still have not gone to Eastern. Although I think it's likely they might go for it now. Pull out their flute here.
Alright, what does Sick Kid have for us today? Just arrows.
Right, so Killer App is going for Thieves Town. I would say that probably makes the most sense out of their perspective. Even though they know that the pendant is not going to be required, it does have 4 items. Those four chests in the front are a fast check, and I think they're actually going for full clear here. Most runners, even if they intend to skip, Thieves Town usually at least pick up the first 4 chests because it's a really quick check. But
oh, I was about to find out Aga wasn't required.
Let's see if we get some rage slashes here. No, we don't.
Rage slashes, but I'm sure he's like, oh no.
Yeah, I imagine that at this point, Illis is probably going to feel very behind here. And Nidourific is probably going to be taking a similar route very shortly now. Oh, okay, they're probably going to go for Dark Rico first, so... Yeah, Rage Slashes in his...
Okay, just... So Blacksmith Change not required.
Oh, what did the purple chest hint say?
I think it was cash.
Right. Rubbish, anyway. I guess picking up this hint makes Thieves Town even a little bit more attractive to full clear, along with those 4 items.
Makes sense.
And Nidourific also on their way to Pod Eastern. I think Nidourific is also not going to be very happy finding out that Sahasrahla was holding out on that second glove the entire time. And he could have saved the many, many minutes that went into Aghanim. Yeah, I imagine Illis and Nidourific both will feel quite behind now, knowing that, you know, the full Dark World Axis was in the very first sphere of location.
Yeah. Oh. That is why I always like to do the Eastern area and Eastern just because... You know, even though you usually won't be able to full clear it immediately, it is that first sphere, and that it has a very high density of items.
Yeah.
Because of being in sphere 1.
Yeah. I said like unless Armos Knight holds one of the items, that's 3 it's up to 3 items in Eastern Palace, depending on whether Armos hold one or not, that you can get even without the bow. And I would argue that the Dark Room in Eastern is also like one of the easiest. So even if you don't have the lamp, still an easy check to make to at least like clear out all of the chests.
Yeah.
And we have 2 simultaneous boss fights here.
I don't know. A lot of people argue that it wastes too much time because, you know, you usually don't have the bow at that point. But it's like, it's up to 3 items, and you know, it's sphere 1.
Yeah. So both Haunted Quest and Killer App defeat their respective bosses. Blind only holding a bit of cash. And of course the Red Pendant, while Haunted Quest's King Helmasaur kill rewards them with, I think it was the map and the crystal. One of the 5-6 crystals that we would need for the Hermit Fairy, and she still is on the table. King of Somaria, any of the medallions that we will need can be on there. The only item that cannot be on the Fat Fairy is the hookshot.
Oh, we're being told that Samaria was in Pod.
Oh, it was. Oh yeah, it's right. Haunted Quest has it.
Wait, why doesn't Dillis have it then?
Maybe they skipped the
Oh, he's
Dark
going
Maze.
back in.
Yeah, they probably skipped like the Dark Maze portion. And
He
like
probably
Harmless
did
Hellwing.
the Helmasaur King 1st,
Mhm.
and then
See if
Yeah.
they have all the items or not, and then
Mushroom from Cave 45.
doesn't mean that Haunted Quest, once they pick up the mushroom, will be able to do a fake power glitch if they so desire, which seems possible because Hammer Pags and Magic Bat combined are a pretty quick check.
Well, I mean, I would think that it's so that if you get all the items, like, you're gonna have to do Helma anyway. If you get the other 4 items, then you can just exit without any, risk. There's his cane.
Yeah, it's in the dark hallway there. The many rupees. So all runners except for Killer App have now cleared King Helmasaur. Meanwhile, Killer App is actually going through the Dark World checks here. I'm gonna check the pyramid. I'm not sure if they checked the hint with the grumpy fish having a heart container. I think they did, but yeah, the hunt for the bow continues, and of course the boots as well, because they don't have mitts. And I imagine that without Hookshot, Swamp Palace is looking really unattractive as well.
Ugh, yeah.
So I don't imagine we'll see them go for it anytime soon. Gonna hand in the mushroom here. I would have saved and quit first, just in case I wanted to do fake Carter.
Some people refuse to do glitches.
I mean, it's just a reset, not really a glitch. And it's just, wow, that paid off. A single rupee. Thanks, Witch. What a reward.
Well, I meant for the fake powder. Like, some people just don't see the point in doing glitches / sequence breaks. And there's a Quake medallion.
In the Maya area. And
also, Ether was apparently.
Yeah. So Killer App is gonna go make a dip in Pod and find out that it's Bollocked. So unless they have the bottle glitch down, I don't think they picked up a potion though. I think they only have fairies. So not looking like they will be able to make progress here. It's very unfortunate. Looked so good for Killer App at the start, and then that stupid hint. At least it's not that much time lost, because since Pod is Bollocked and they're gonna be finding the compass here right off the bat.
Yep. Oh man,
there's not much.
Though.
Yeah. There's not much left for Killer App here.
App. Jeez, this is a rough seed.
Yeah. I don't wonder where that hookshot is though.
That is a good question. You know, looking at this, it could be a Quake locked Turtle Rock has the hookshot inside. or Ice Palace even, or Saha.
Yeah, that is true. The hookshot could be practically anywhere except behind anything that is blocked by Swamp Palace, like the backside of Swamp Palace. So, of course, its backside, those few chests, and Fat Fairy naturally can't not have it either. So it can be basically anywhere. Also, I think depending on the key layout, Ice Palace, the right side of Ice Palace is hookshot locked. So
I believe it's if you get a small key in either the freezer room or that first chest, you can do the right side without the hookshot.
Yeah. Yeah. So logically speaking, it's unlikely to be in any of those locations. But yeah, it can be anywhere.
Have we checked the boot spots?
I don't think anybody has gone for the boots checks yet. No. But that is true. King's Tomb and Bonk Rocks are still open as well.
Also, a heart container is in Ganon's tower. Thank you, game. Because that totally doesn't happen like almost every seed.
Right, so Illos also making their way to the Maya area here. Got to pick up their Quake Medallion.
You know, it's interesting to think that it's not that far of a stretch to imagine that Nintendo intended you to use the Ice Rod on Landbolas.
Yeah.
Given that, the game gives you the hint right after, Eastern.
It does?
Whatever. Yeah, Saha tells you, if I remember correctly.
But yeah, of course, Ice Rod and Fire Rod both deal the same amount of damage to Lemolas, which I think is like a Tempered Sword damage even. So, and although Ice Rod is a little bit slower than Fire Rod, so most runners prefer using the Fire Rod if possible. Two hits from either Ice or Fire Rod, and one of the Lemolas goes down.
However, keep in mind that at that point you only have single magic, and that's only 2 Fire Rod or Ice Rod shots, able to be wasted.
Yeah, that is true.
Unless you get potions, I guess.
And Illos is going to make the silver arrow play here. One shot of the silver arrow takes down Lemola, each of the Lemolas. Gets a zero cycle here. Very clean even. So good job there. Picks up their 4th crystal. And the hunt for the Ether Medallion and the hookshot continues. And we'll get a King's Tomb check here.
And King's Tomb? Yep. Just 20 rupees. Killer App finally going to Swamp. Okay, good. This is what he needs to do.
Yeah. Ooh, that is that's gonna be rough for Killer App here. Like all the other runners, even the ones with that actually happen to do Aghanim, despite not being required, pretty much very ahead at this point. It's gonna be tough
but
for
he
Killer App.
has no way of knowing that they knew the boots were over
Yeah,
there.
I know. I'm aware, but it's still rough. So Bonk Rocks, nothing of value either. So luckily for Killer App, none of the other boots locations held anything interesting.
I mean, if I were Killer App and I saw boots and bow on the western wing of Swamp with no hookshot, I would be like, oh my goodness, I just made a huge play. Because he didn't see the hint. Oh, is it? Yeah.
So... we see Neaterific and Haunted Quest both going for Death Mountain, probably Dark Death Mountain. Get in the Super Bunny and Hookshot Cave. You can, even if you don't have the hookshot, you can reach the bottom chest by bonking into the pots. And sometimes the hookshot can be on there. Logically speaking, that rock there, yeah. Logically speaking, the hookshot can be in that chest that you can bonk to. And since the boots are required anyway to even get into the Darkest Mountain, it very well may be. And of course, there's 2 items in Super Bunny Cave, and we'll also get a check to see which medallion we'll need to kill Rock.
Yep, and it is Quake!
So we have vanilla medallions today.
Yeah, which means that we can full clear Turtle Rock, I believe.
That is correct. Of course, muscle memory may play a little trick here on our runners because
oh yeah, the fire rod lock
yeah,
section.
the torch room. You'll have to go the other direction there. But Neaterific decides not to dip into Rock just yet and go for Super Bunny Cave in that one chest in the Hookshot Cave first.
I mean, maybe he can hover.
Or yeah, maybe if they can hover, they could grab the remaining
maybe
others.
Not.
Yeah.
Do you know how to hover? Or can you? I guess I should ask.
No. No. Heavens, no. Yeah. I'm not very familiar with hovering at all. Like I know it exists, and I like roughly know how it's supposed to work, but I couldn't do it for the life of me.
I spent 3 weeks figuring it out, and I'm still not especially good, but I can do it if I must.
And finally, Killer App picks up their boots and bow. They're gonna be, especially if they go with a spectacle rock hint at some point. Once they're back on Death Mountain, they're gonna be upset, I imagine.
Steelio Rock, yeah.
So,
Cash is in Thieves Town. Thank you, game.
right, so, Turtle Rock is Fire Rod locked. Not that that is an issue because all runners have the Fire Rod, but, if there is a small key on this left room with the spikes, you can proceed. But if not, then you are Fire Rod locked. You need the Fire Rod.
I'm still waiting for the day that I see Fire Rod legitimately on Laser Bridge.
Yeah, logically, depending on the key layout, that can indeed happen, that Fire Rod is on Laser Bridge. You can get as far, but no further, without checking those 2 chests on the right side here, in this roller room. That said, Turtle Rock definitely a good play here. Not only is it a crystal, but it also holds 5 items plus Mimic Cave, so it makes sense. High item density, and it doesn't require the hookshot to clear, so, you know.
Hookshot could very easily be in here.
Yeah, it can be in either inside of Turtle Rock, any location, or of course in the Mimic Cave. So Killer App making their way back to Pod, since they have to double dip it, and Eastern as well. Painful, but what can you do? Sometimes random just happen.
Alright, let's see what Mimic Cave has.
I mean, so far, Turtle Rock hasn't really paid off much, but...
Well, keep in mind, too, that Go Mode Turtle Rock and not Go Mode Turtle Rock really aren't that different.
Yeah. You can, depending on the key layout, you might be able to forego the key in the center room with the lava pipes that Meteorific is picking up right now. This chest, you can forego it, but you still have to basically walk through the entirety. There's a third bottle. Right, so we're coming up to Laser Bridge. It's another 4 items. One of which is a key. You know, at least that much. Oh, a really lucky break here for Haunted. They in this room with the 2 Pokies, they actually managed to get down to 1 heart. They got through it, and one of the Pokies actually spawned a fairy. So very lucky there.
Blue mail. That's kind of a rude place to put blue mail.
Yeah. Well, at least Killer App won't have to be as... Killer App won't have to be... Yeah, that's a shovel. Do you want to do fetch quests? Because the mushroom paid off so well. Killer App at least won't have to bother much with the laser bridge. Just can use the mirror shield to their advantage there. But yeah, this is looking a bit dire for Illos, and smartly they decide to actually do the fake power here. To powder one of those anti-fires and get a refill. How this works is you have to select Cane of Somaria. You have to have Cane of Somaria for it to work, and the mushroom. And when you use the Cane of Somaria when you're out of magic, you get this noise that indicates that you can't use it. And when you open up the menu and swap over to the mushroom, as that noise plays out, you can... the game thinks you have the powder and will powder. Will use it. So you can't, even if you do have the powder, as long as you have the mushroom and the Cane of Somaria, if you're out of magic and want to refill, you can use that to your advantage. And of course, there's the entire magic refill right in front of Trinex, so probably one of the best opportunities to actually use it. And with that, Trinex goes down. Very efficient fight here from Illos. And the reward is a compass, and of course the Turtle Rock Crystal. Means 2 more crystals to go for, Misery Maya and Swamp Palace. And I imagine Misery Maya is probably going to be the next target here. Crystal Dungeon has 2 items in it and is available. Ah, right. Illos hasn't done Hookshot Cake yet, so probably we'll go for that first. Haunted Quest, meanwhile, has opted to pick up the safety door. And good for them, because they actually happened to die here on the laser bridge. Unfortunate.
Cool.
Of course, preferable to not die at all on the laser bridge here. Ooh, wow, okay, yeah, getting roughed up here. Even though your respawn point is right there, you prefer not to die because it does take quite a while. Oh, there's the fourth bottle, good. Now we have all four of them. The fourth bottle containing a B, thanks. Truly the single most important item. Right, so Haunted Quest manages to get past the laser bridge here. On their way to Trinix now. Pick up their crystal and compass. Nidorific, meanwhile, on the second phase. Also soon going to pick it up. And Killer App just beat Pod, and they're making their way into Eastern, so... Ilos, Nidorific, and Haunted Quest, all three are kind of making the same plays here. And, there was the third shield. It wasn't a chess game. Interesting. Okay. So... Oh, right. I forgot about that. Now that I think about it, Ilos can't go to Meyer because he doesn't have either, which is what we require for opening it up. So, Meyer not the next destination just yet. Still looking for that hookshot and ether. And we do know that both Skullwoods and Thiefstown are not going to have it. So the question is, where could they be? The magic bat is still open. Not logically, because we need the powder for that, but it's still there. Shovel spot, of course. And now that we have found that, and the hammer pack, since we do know that both items of the Smith chain, both the Smith and the purple chest, are not required.
I mean, we've still got Ice Palace on the table, right?
Don't remind me. I hate Ice Palace. It's the worst dungeon.
There's 3 items inside, 3 hints, and a green pendant.
Yeah, it's. I still hate it. But yeah, you're right. Ice Palace, of course, is an option. Looks like Ilos decided not to full clear Thiefstown here, which, as we know, is the right decision. Picks up their fourth and last bottle in the Sea House. And we'll see what the shovel spot has for us from the Haunted Quest side here.
There's powder from the big spot.
Well, that heavily hints towards the magic bat possibly having the progression that we're looking for here.
Looks like we're gonna check it now, maybe. Haunted Quest is at least checking Sick Kid.
I imagine combining Sick Kid and the bat here is the right decision.
Oh,
and,
that's gotta hurt for Illis.
They went for the yeah, they went for the Lumberjack cave here. That's unfortunate.
That sinking feeling when you realize Aga was completely not required and you spent 3 minutes or so on it. Ooh. Oh, has a fairy.
Yeah, those pterodactyls they do a lot of damage and they hound you until the end of the earth. So like the crows in the light world, they usually like make 1 or 2 swoops and then they give up. But the pterodactyls just continue hounding you, and they do a lot of damage. Even with blue mail, they do a lot of damage.
Yep. Well, keep your eyes on Nidorific. He's about to show us.
Hammer packs, and presumably will also mirror over to the bat. There you go. So what do you have for us, Mad Batter?
Ether. Okay, so that's our other required medallion.
Indeed. So our friend the Batter had the progression we needed, which does mean that Meyer is most likely going to have the hookshot.
Well, this is quite interesting. And Neaterific going straight for Meyer at this point. Can't blame him. Blue Mail was Laser Bridge, and Shovel, I think, was also Laser Bridge. So an interesting thing you can do here, if you back until you're starting to fall off a ledge and then release a spin attack, it'll always put you on the closest pixel to the pit without falling in.
Oh, and there it is, the hookshot.
Wait, where was it?
It was in the spike room in Meyer.
Oh, wow. Okay, so we're in go mode.
That is correct. In 1 hour, 13 minutes, and some change, Neaterific has entered go mode. Of course, so it seems like Neaterific might not have gotten that hint with the key being on the left side of Meyer. So, looking for the key still.
Oh my. Illa's about to find out just a piece of heart on the pedestal.
Indeed. So it's very interesting, like how the leads have changed during this entire race, on stream at least. Because at first it looked like Killer App had the lead, but then it changed to Haunted Quest, and Illos seemed to be in the lead, and now Neaterific seems to be. It's very interesting, actually. Just goes to show that in the end, if you make the right plays, you may still catch up, even if you seemingly are behind. And vanilla location for the Meyer big key. Ouch.
I think that a hint told us it was in the Fire Rod Lux section, actually.
Yeah, there's two chests there. It's the one in the room to the north with the Stolfos, and the cutscene chest. Those are the two. Yeah, those are the two fire lock locations in Meyer. So, Haunted Quest gonna be picking up their ether very shortly here. Actually, they might not, because they haven't picked up the...
still don't know what Nintendo was thinking when they made the Mothula boss room.
Yeah, Yeah, that is. I mean, with Tempered Sword, not a big problem, but yeah.
I mean, you're not supposed to have Tempered Sword, though. Like, you can, but according to the boss order, Skullwoods is Crystal 3, and Thieves Town, which has the Mitts, is in Crystal number 4.
That is true. That is indeed true. Yeah. Oh, they do have powder.
Yeah, that was in Dig Spot, remember?
Yeah. Right. So, Neutrific is here on Vitreous, of course, with silver arrows. Not much of a challenge. Fun fact, actually, other than Ganon, Vitreous is the only enemy in the game that can take damage from silver arrows, but takes more than one shot.
Interesting.
Yeah.
A unique item is in the Dark Village. Yeah, I think that was the Red Brain, right?
In the where?
It sounded like that hint said that there was a unique item in the Dark Village.
Oh yeah, that could have been Red Meringue. I don't think the bottles count as unique item.
No, because there's 4 of them.
Yeah. I do think the glove upgrades do count as unique items though. Even though there's 2.
Where was Ether again?
Ether was on the magic bat. Powder was on the shovel spot, and shovel was on laser pitch. And Ilos, of course, not having done the dig spot, has decided to make the ice play. It is reasonable. I would have made the dig spot first because it's just such a fast check. Just go to Link's house and then those 2 springs over. But
also, game telling us about the fire rod in Ice Palace, which you had to get the fire rod for. Really?
Yeah. Sometimes you get to say it lightly, redundant hints. My favorite I've seen so far was the game, like, there's 2 hint tiles in Tower of Hera. One that's upstairs behind the big key door. That one saying that the big key of Tower of Hera is in the basement.
It's like, really? I had no idea.
So you had to get the big key to get to the hint telling you where the big key is.
There's a rod and go mode for Haunted Quest. Oh my goodness.
Indeed, at 1 hour, 18 minutes, and 56 seconds, Haunted Quest also is in Go mode, being the second restream runner to do so. That's really tough for Ilos, though. Dig Spot is such a short check, and I understand foregoing it because just 1 item. And Ice Palace has not only 3 items, but also 3 hints. And of course, as you pointed out earlier, the green pendant, so in essence 4 items. Yeah, that's bitter, to say the least. Bitter pill to swallow here. Meanwhile, Killer App, with the Mirror Shield, not having a lot of trouble here with Laser Bridge, can just pick up their Blue Mail, Shovel, and Key. And of course, Nidourific is going to go for their final chest here. Final chest, not the final chest, but the final dungeon in Swamp. Final crystal, rather. And do you know what we're gonna do when Nidourific has defeated Argus?
What? Oh, the big key guessing game.
That's right. Do you want to explain it?
I do indeed. So, not right now, but after Nidoריfic completes Argus, we have this little guessing game that chat loves to play. There are 22 chests and locations in the basement against tower where the big key can be. Where do you think it'll be? I'm going to guess tile room when the time comes.
That's not very very nice of you there, Math Girl. Tile room is oof, yeah. I'm gonna go with Bob's chest because I just love Bob.
Makes sense.
So Nidoריfic is probably not even going to bother picking up those chests. Maybe that one chest in the waterfall room, but I can't see them going down to pick up those 2 chests in the flooded room there. Yeah, no, they're gonna forgo it. The only thing go on.
I've always done tile room just in response to Fear Agent.
Yeah, so the only item that the runners could possibly want here is, well, want really, like it would make things a bit comfortable, would be like the rat mail or the golden sword, or maybe like one of the twin invincibility items. Otherwise, not really anything else they need. So let's see where.
Alright, guys, get your guesses in chat. I'm gonna say 22 today. Well, like every other day, but yeah. Get those numbers in chat, 1 to 22.
Right, so some cold stare here. Killer App momentarily going to pick up their powder, while Haunted Quest just finished Vitreous, and of course Nidoריfic finished Swamp Palace here. Illos takes a death, but has a fairy luckily, so they can soldier on and try to get Cold Stare. Managed to do so. Get the green pendants, as well as, let's see what's, oh, just a heart container. Vanilla item here on Cold Stare. We'll probably hand in the green pendant, I imagine.
Probably, yeah.
Meanwhile, Killer App makes a beeline for hammer packs and the bat, which we know is where to go. Because that will have ether for the runners. Yeah, straight up going to Sahasrara.
And just trip bombs for getting the green pendant. That hurts.
Yeah.
I feel so bad for Illos.
Yeah, that is very painful.
Was there anything in any of the pendant dungeons?
No.
Thunder were in go mode. But, oh my.
I think all of the pendant
and now
dungeons...
he's going to Thieves Town, which he's probably gonna clear.
Yeah. I think they cleared the first 4 chests already, but ouch, yeah. They do know that, I think they did check the pedestal, so they know that they at least don't have to hand in the pendants there, but man, this is painful.
I guess that's one small mercy, but...
Yeah. I don't think there was anything in any of the pendant dungeons, like, at all. Which is very, very, very tough.
I mean, that's on most days that would be a very nice seat, but today that's just
Yeah.
oh, poor Illis. It's like I feel for the guy. Like everything pretty much that could go wrong did. And like it's no fault of his. It's just
Yeah.
gambles. Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't.
So it didn't pay close attention to Nidourific Swing. Did they? I saw they were on the right side first, but did they full clear the right side, or did they just pick up the first two chests there?
I have no idea. Cape? I like Cape, if only for that last room before the hallway to Aga 2.
Yeah, that one with the Helmastars on it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Elmasaur, spikes, moving walkways.
And the big bouncy pad in the middle. Yeah.
Yeah.
So here we are in random room here. Crossing like this because normally you don't really go into this room in a vanilla run because it just has like some bombs and arrows in it, I think. And it did have the Sanctuary Heart, so a refill for Nidourific, which is nice.
Yep. Alright, whereabouts?
Thank you, chat, pointing out that indeed just the first two chests, as a thought, like in terms of like the time of events here. And here we have Bob's chest. Ah, disrespectful. Just powdering poor Bob. And just bombs, so it's either on the right side or behind Ice Armor. So, or a Todd room, which is on the right side, so. But yeah,
there's
locations
left. Vanilla!
Yeah, Vanilla Big Key here. Do not bother even with the other two chests. The other day I was commentating a race where the same room had like another sort of raid for the runners, and one of them skipped that that chest.
That's so painful.
Well, at least they still had Tempered. This was the golden sword for them, but
oh well, Tempered doesn't lose any time to Gold Sword if you know how to do the Tempered fight on cannon.
Yeah. Still, like, it would have been nice to have it. That beam was trolling Nidourific a bit as they are going to ascend the gauntlet here. And key number 15, item number 15 was the winner here. Behind Ice Armors.
Also, where was Bombos?
That is a good question. We're probably going to be seeing it on Haunted Quest side soon. Stalfos Room, thank you, Melee Wizard. One of our trekkers. Making us look smarter than we are.
Thank you, Melee. So indeed, that hint in Ice Palace was completely and utterly useless.
Poor Illos here, about to pick up their ether. Let's see here. Haunted Quest also opts to just pick up the first two chests and forego the right side. Which is actually, I think, not faster. If they would have gone full right, that would be faster to Ice Armos than going the left side, even without going to that right room with the two chests first. Oh, there's Momos. Right. So Meteorific going through this torch room here. Picking up the magic refill. Yeah, this room here with the weird ball thingies just bothers me occasionally as well. So they block the fire rod shots. But we'll not a big problem here. We'll powder here in this refill room, and onto Moldrum 2. So he doesn't provide much of an issue for Meteorific. And that was quick. No trolling at all.
Yep.
Picks up, I think that's Vanilla, the big 20 here in the last chest. And that's the room we've been talking about earlier. Last room here for the ascent to Aghanim 2. Geometry wizard. Oh, that was a really cool triple there. The second go through.
Oh, unfortunately.
Got trolled there by a blue ball, but still got to hit him. So there it is, the last hit. Aga 2 is down for Meteorific. And we're on to Ganon.
So was that a 1-3-1-1?
Yes. I think it was a 1-3-1-1, yeah. Right. So onto the blue pit here. Thank you for the health tip here, Ganon. Do you have a favorite quote from Ganon?
I usually like the cheese quote.
Yeah, that's my favorite too. Although I also like the Spaceballs quote a lot. Right, so with Tempered Sword and Silver Arrows, Ganon is not going to be much of a problem for any of our runners, and Meteorific in particular right now. Uses here the cape to avoid those fire bats, which do quite a bit of damage. And on to the third phase. On a quest, meanwhile, is in the gauntlet, while Killer App is gonna go for the ascent of Death Mountain. And of course, Idol's finally finding the last item he needs at 1 hour, 34 minutes, and 40 seconds in Go mode, which still is very respectable given what Idol's actually did, which is full clear all of the dependent dungeons. Also beat Aghanim 1, and basically do almost all of the checks in the game. Meteorific, meanwhile, here finishes with a great Ganon fight. The first of our restreamed runners to finish.
And
GG to them.
GG, he finishes in first place with an official time of 1:35:10. I will invite him in for an interview, and he also improved his personal best by 4 minutes 13 seconds.
Very respectable. Congratulations on your new PB, Meteorific. Let's see if we can get him in here. Meanwhile, Haunted Quest continues to go through Ganon's Tower. And Killer App is about to enter. Let's see which path they will take on this hunt for the big key.
Shabbinesses? I've never seen that one.
Right, powder is one of the comfiest safety items, especially in the Dark World, because there's so many anti-fires and bunny beams about that you can refill health very much regular. And of course, like this room in particular, before Moldom 2, is super comfy. So Killer App decides to go to the right side first. If they go full right, they will actually save a little bit of time going to S Armos. Although I think they will need another key. I'm not entirely sure about the key logic of the full ride path. But at least we'll know what is on the right, at least on the 4 chests on the right side here. On a quest in the meantime, on Aghanim 2. It's a King of Berna. Alright, preparing for mirroring out, so no full right here from Killer App. And Aghanim goes down on a quest side. Meanwhile, Ilos taking out Vitreous, picking up the 6th crystal. Right, so on to Ganon for Haunted Quest here. Let's see if they can do a pretty Ganon fight like Nidorific did earlier. Yeah, that Trident can be a bit rough to dodge here. Ilos making her way to Swamp Palace. Phase 2 here for Haunted Quest. Uses the cape as well. In phase 3. Does not get the torch glitch, but with Silver Arrow is not much of a problem here. And Half Magic for that matter. Misses the double by like the frame. Oh, and he takes a fall! Ah, that is painful. So Haunted Quest will have to redo the entire fight here. They may go and bonk into the tree down there to get Fairy. No, they forgo it. Alright. That is painful. And gives Killer App probably not enough time to catch up, but at least close the gap a bit here.
Alright, we're gonna get him in shortly.
Probably gonna if Haunted Quest wants to do an interview, we probably will have them in here as well, shortly thereafter or about the same time. Oh, Haunted Quest will have to look out here. They're really low on magic. I think they got a potion, but yeah, okay, they do have a blue goo here.
And Kaz is with us. GG, sir.
Thank you.
Hello, Nidorific. GG.
Yeah, I got scared when I noticed it wasn't a Nagaseed.
Well, yeah. First of all, congratulations. I heard you got a PB by a few minutes here.
Yeah, standard. I don't run it often.
Right, and yeah, that Aghanim. What went through your head when you found those gloves in the hospital closet?
I kind of half gave up, actually. I'm 5
Yeah.
minutes behind just by doing Aga, so I was like, okay, so at best I lose by 5 minutes. But it went well. I don't know how the others were doing. Are there a lot of racers? I wasn't paying attention to chat.
Apparently we had 8 racers.
Ah, okay.
Alright, and
And Haunted Quest also finishing here on the stream. GG to him.
finishes in second with a 155 and PBs by 4 minutes 24 seconds and has agreed to an interview.
Oh, cool. So we can have the first and second place runners here, both on stream and in the race for a short interview here. So, Kaz, what was your general thoughts about the seed?
It was fairly straightforward, actually. It was a jet seed. I just didn't read the opening very well. But for the rest, I think it was pretty straightforward.
Yeah, it was pretty linear, and none of the pendant dungeons ended up being required at all. So, yeah, pretty fast seed overall. Interestingly enough, Killer App, who's still who's currently going for Ganon Tower here and entering Lamolus too. Killer App found the gloves while you, Elos, went to do Aghanim, and Haunted Quest was just running about and trying to find the gloves as well. Killer App had the gloves first, and they had like almost a commanding lead, but they didn't check that hint inspected the rock that said that the boots were in the left side of swamp.
Yeah. And
that also happened to have the bow as well. So that was pretty much the last thing that Killer App went to check, and yeah, that was heartbreaking.
Okay. Well, that's why I went Aga. I found the hint. I saw the glove in the library and said, okay, it's an Aga seed. I'll just check the Sage's Closet on my way to Dark Palace of Darkness. My heart sank a little when I found the myths there.
Yeah, I can imagine. That must have been painful. But luckily, you managed to make it up again, and basically made the right place here. In regards to say, Ilos, you and Ilos actually were somewhat close a lot of the time, but then Ilos forwent the shovel check. So they didn't have ether for a long time. Like that was also the last item he went for, and before even doing the shovel check, and then afterwards, before doing the bat, they just cleared all 3 pendant dungeons.
Oh,
so it was a very misleading seed, I would say. Like it was straightforward, but it also had like a lot of things that were like hinting towards certain things, and then they ended up not actually panning out. So you actually ended up doing basically all the right plays here.
Except Aga.
Well, yeah, except for Aga, but you know.
Well, I thought initially I had wasted my time in Turtle Rock. I was like, oh no, this was a go mode dungeon on the way to Ganon's Tower. So wait a minute, there was something in Turtle Rock. Shovel.
Yeah, it was the shovel. Yeah, the shovel that you needed for ether. So, and a blue mail, which it's nice to have.
Also, Killer App taking down Moldorm 2. But yeah, all the runners having a fairly decent seed. Else, yeah, like you were saying, was having a rough time of it. Just got baited by everything.
Yeah. Was very interesting to watch though. So Haunted Quest is also here to join us.
Hello, GG, sir.
Oh no, he's hold on.
Oh.
There he is. Hello, Haunted Quest. GG's.
Hello.
GG.
Thank you. It was an interesting seed, I would say.
Yeah, what went through your head as you found those myths on Sahasrara? Oh, hold on. Actually, no. I think you actually went to check Sahasrara first, right? Yeah, you had to. So what was your thought when you actually what was your thought when you read that hint in Spectacle Rock about Swamp Palace?
My thought was, first chance I can get to Swamp Palace, I'm gonna go into Swamp Palace. Don't care about double dipping it. It's the boots. They're locking a glove. I need them as soon as possible.
Did you, since two of the runners on the stream decided to do Aghanim in the thought that they would need to get to Swamp Palace, did that go through your head as well?
It did go through my head. I was pretty close to doing it. If the glove hadn't been at Sahasrara, I would have done Aga. Like, I wouldn't have gone into desert, or it was really a last moment save there.
You know, thinking about it, it was a required, hard required double dip Swamp Palace. Boots to mitts to the shovel to the powder to the hook shot to or whatever it was. It was to
Ether to hook shot, yeah.
Ether to hook shot, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it was a really interesting chain, and I decided to make the play up Death Mountain the moment I found the Quake medallion, just thinking, if this pays off, then that could be huge, and I think it paid off in the end.
So, Killer App finishing up here on Ganon. GG to them.
She finishes in third with a 148.13.
I have to say, I was kind of tempted by Ice Palace because Green Pendant, 3 hints. Maybe there's something.
Elos decided to do Ice Palace and full clear Thieves Town before going for, I think it was the Magic Bat. So that was unfortunate for them.
Did anyone fake powder?
Nobody. So. No, nobody fake powdered. Everybody found the powder. I think that was also like kind of like a heavy. How should I put it?
GG Killer App.
GG Killer App.
GG.
So it was kind of like once you found the powder, I think there was like this heavy suggestion there that it would lead to the Magic Bat having something.
Yeah. I thought about fake powdering, like the instant I pressed to turn in the mushroom, I thought, oh no, I could have fake powdered.
So Killer App,
Mm-hmm.
you skipped the hint. That one inspected the rock. You know what it said?
Something about the boots.
Yeah, it was the boot hint that it would be in left side swamp.
Oh, cool. No one.
Yeah, that was if you had that hint, you that probably would have helped a lot.
Yeah, I figured that was the issue. Falling that far back from the winners. But I actually was gonna go check that, but I tried to bomb across on Paradox Cave and fell. I just like, I'll come back if I need to.
Yeah.
Just didn't end up going back and checking the hint.
Yeah, it was a bit unfortunate because that actually cost you lead. You had the lead up until that point, but then of course the search for the boots and the bow.
Yep.
Yeah, but still very well done. Since two of the runners here went to go to Aga, when you saw the glove in the library, did you think that maybe Aghanim would be required?
No. Well, I figured we'd have early boost, or it would be early boost, but I was wrong.
Yeah.
When I knew the boots were in the Dark World, I thought Aga was required.
Yeah.
Since we started with the hammer and we had the pearl, which means we could cross
Yeah.
the bridge and get to swamp. So
Yeah, it's interesting because that hint, on one hand, the hint actually like really helped in locating the boots and what happened to be the bow as well. But on the other hand, it also heavily suggested that the second glove would be somewhere else. So a double-edged sword, as it were. But yeah, was there any particular thing that happened during the seed, or like that a particular item that you found that you think was peculiar, or that you thought where you thought, oh no, please not this.
I really didn't feel that way at all, but early on, it felt like I got a slight advantage for fake flip ring. Early, you got a couple of really good items: the ice rod, the sword, the lamp.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, the flippers were in non-Troy locations, so
yeah, they were
really didn't give a huge advantage.
Yeah, they were, I think, in Hera basement.
yep.
Yeah.
If you fake flippered, it saved you the trouble of having to go back to the waterfall cave to get the sword and the lamp.
Yeah.
But not a huge advantage otherwise.
So, since the mirror and the flute were so early items, what did you guys think about, that seed would go from there on out?
I thought it would be pretty fast, because it usually is when you have so much mobility. I had flute, I had the mirror, I knew where the boots were. That's usually a fast seed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, about the only thing I thought might be trolly would be getting like a medallion on the pedestal and having to do Ice Palace. Because we got like Fire Rod and all that stuff early, and
I mean, I'm just glad we found the ice rod early, because that can be so trolly.
I was
Yeah.
fully expecting the T-Rock to be a pendant when I found the ice rod so early.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're also a little bit concerned because the all three light world dungeons were crystals, and so the likelihood of TR being a pendant and required was through the roof. Luckily, it wasn't, and none of the pendant dungeons were required, so that's good. Meanwhile, Illos here on the Ganon fight.
Yep, just entered phase 3.
So since the hints are still like a little bit early, like V30 only came out recently. What do you think about the hint system in general? Are you satisfied with how it works, or?
Oh.
It's extremely random. My last 10 Cs, all the hints were garbage, and this one has a very useful one.
Yeah, it seems like all or nothing with these hints.
Alright, GG.
GG Illos finishing here as the last one on the restream. We'll see if we can get them in as well. Right. So yeah. I feel like the hints seem.
Alright, with that, he finishes in 5th place, or 6th place, with an official time of 1:55:17, and will be joining us for an interview.
GG to Illos, and yeah. So the hints seem to be a little like some of them seem to be redundant. Like that one, I don't think most of you saw it, but we saw it on Illos' site. In Ice Palace had a hint that was it something with the fire rod? Oh yeah, the fire rod being in Hype Cave or in the Dark World or something like that. That was thanks game. So yeah, Illos is here now. GG Illos.
GG.
GG.
So you were one of the runners who did Aghanim, and how did you feel when you found that myth in Sahasrara's closet afterwards?
Doesn't matter, I had boots. I felt fine, really.
All right.
Like if people check that one, maybe they've wasted time checking Eastern Palace or something. So I didn't feel too bad.
All right. Well, what even made you think that maybe you have to do Aghanim? Was it just the hint with Inspector Rock, with the boots on left side and the glove being bootstock?
Yes, those two factors made me just go for Aghanim.
Right.
And it wasn't too likely in my eyes that gloves were at Sahasrara, so I just went for it. I would do it again, actually.
Yeah, if you are gonna do Aghanim, it does make sense to go there for like early on, before you dive too much into seed. So reasonable. But yeah, unfortunately, neither the Lumberjack Cave had anything useful, nor, of course, was it required to beat Aghanim. So, unfortunate there, as well as the shovel and magic bat leading you on like that. Yeah.
Well, that happens. Since there was a hint that said Smith's got nothing, I just avoided that area entirely, so it ended up being an all dungeons practice for the tournament, I guess.
Yeah, I do hear that a lot of the runs in the fall tournament are basically all dungeons. But yeah, so if unless any of you lot have any additional comments to make, I would suggest we're gonna be wrapping up here. So thank you to everybody who watched. Thank you, of course, to the runners.
Sorry, my phone.
That's right. So thank you everybody who watched. Thank you also to the runners. Honeyquest Illos, Nidorefic, and Killer App for providing us with almost 2 hours of entertainment here. Also, thank you to the trackers, literally Jen and Millie Wizard, and as well to my co-commentator Matt Girl, who sadly had to step away for the last few here. Thank you everybody for helping out, and I hope you enjoyed. So yeah, any last comments, thoughts?
I kind of want to see my collection rate, but I guess it's gonna be too late.
Oh, we can. I guess we can wait a little bit longer. But yeah, anybody else want to add something?
Hints that are less random, please. An idea I've had is that if Turtle Rock is required, like sometimes I would want a guaranteed hint somewhere, not a specific place. That would at least give you a good idea where the ice rod is. Something like that, because an item that can be literally anywhere except on Trinex, it's how do you get it aside from soul clearing everything? Anyway, that's what I was thinking. Thank you for having me.
Right. Well, since we're gonna have like a few more seconds here on Illis' screen to go for the credits, right, Illis, since I haven't asked you, when you found the mirror and the flute like super early, how do you think would the seed? Did you think the seed would end up still taking quite a while, or did you think it was going to be really fast?
I thought it's gonna be really fast. Like, I've played a kind of similar seed before today, and it was a 120, so yeah, I was a bit surprised and led astray by everything in the end.
Yeah, sometimes rando is gonna rando, and you end up not making the checks that you need to make. That's sadly what rando is doing every now and again. So
Yeah, that's true. At least you can make it a full clear competition. Like, how fast can you clear everything?
yeah, most of the runs actually did end up going at least through Skullwoods and Thieves Town, so you didn't lose a lot of time there. The Ice Palace play was probably one of the biggest time losses you made there.
Yeah, I figured if it's not in there, I'm not gonna win. So, well, or at least I knew I've missed something big. So I just went for that Ice Palace play, hoping to find Ether in there. It wouldn't be my first time, and Pendant Ice Palace usually turned out to be kind of good in V30. So I tried it, and it didn't work out this time.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, that is true. Like Ice Palace, and especially Pendant Ice Palace, tends to be a bit of a treasure trove in V30. But I have seen like plenty of runs already that had like absolutely nothing in the Pendant dungeons. So,
Like this one?
like this one, yeah, there was absolutely nothing in any of them.
You have to play the odds.
Or maybe play against them.
Sometimes you just go for it. You have a gut feeling.
Well,
and just go for it.
that's what I did. I just went
didn't
for
work.
the dungeons.
The best player of anything never wins every game.
I mean, especially with something like Randomizer, where it's just there are items that sometimes are like that are sometimes in such trolly locations, and whenever you have an item like an integral item like that, and that kind of like affects you in your future runs, because like say if you had a really trolly item in say Agina's Cave, and then you start actually routing in Agina's Cave more often.
Well, you would lose by less time, but you would increase your average time, which means you would lose more races, because Agina rarely has anything at all.
Yeah, but when you had that one run there,
it's tempting, I know, but
yeah.
It's like, well, this one time Green Pendant had something, so I'll do Green Pendant from now on. It's like the vast majority of the time there is nothing at all on the stage.
Yeah, I guess like something like that's a lot more time invested, like Green Pendant, is of course more questionable. But yeah, so we do have the collection rate of Ilo Sierra on the screen now, which is 175. That's a lot.
Yeah.
So yeah, thank you again, everybody. GG to all of you, and if any of you are in the fall tournament or the side tournament for that matter, good luck with that. Thank you, everybody, again for watching, and of course, all our lovely helpers, trackers, my co-commentator, Matt Girl, the streamers, and of course, SG for hosting these fun dailies. Yeah, I think that will be about it. Have a good evening, everybody, and before I go, let me check really quick what else we have coming up here on Speed Gaming Live. Speed Gaming, sorry. Speed Gaming, see here. We have 2 fall tournament runs going on, like, right this moment, and in about an hour from now, we have a Metroid Zero Mission any % normal tournament going on here on Speed Gaming 1. So if you're interested in that, stick around. I think that's about it. Everything for from us here, and I'll bid you farewell.
GG, thank you. Goodbye.
GG, bye everyone.